Are you ready for fun? Make every trip a joyride with the all-new Lectric XP Lite 2.0. With lighter tires, reduced amperage use, and updated PWR programming, this ride's performance is just as efficient as it is fun. The XP Lite comes equipped with our Stealth M24 motor, as well as hydraulic disc brakes, for a better way to slow you down. The XP Lite folds down to fit in small spaces and unfolds quickly to get you on the move. We are also introducing an upgradable 14 amp hour long-range battery, able to get you over 80 miles of range on a single charge. It also includes our new color LCD display. Looking to level up? A Gates Carbon Drive belt drive system makes the new JW Black XP Lite the most affordable e-bike ever to use this maintenance-free and effortlessly fun technology. Charge ahead with a twist of a throttle into fresh color options to perfectly suit your ride. All these fun features and more, starting at $7.99, only at lectricebikes.com. Lectric e-bikes, affordably awesome.
Welcome one, welcome all to another great Lectric e-bikes live stream. I'm joined here today with Levi and Rob. We're going to be taking a little deep dive into our Lectric 2.0 Lite XP. It's our newest addition to the lineup. Kind of a fun little one, and if you stay tuned to the end of the live stream, we're going through comments on the pages. We'll be selecting a winner to win 2 Lectric XP Lite 2.0s. So feel free to comment in the chat, tell us about your favorite story on the back of a bike, maybe a good experience you've had with your e-bike.
Father's Day, maybe a ride with your old man or with your son. We want to hear it. So we're giving away 2 of those. So let's see what the best stories are, and we're going to give those 2 people some Lite 2.0s.
Hopefully you're the lucky winner.
Yeah. By the way, we are keeping you guys on your toes of who's going to be the host, right? Because we've had Christian and then Scotty, and then you were out on a shelf before, and you've participated in some giving away of accessories during the wheel days, but getting called up off the bench, getting
Big
your
leagues.
opportunity.
Big
so
leagues
happy
now.
for you.
Thank you. It's been good growth to this point. So
we don't let anybody, come up here and co-host with us.
as long as you got a smiling face. Yeah.
But no, this is a really cool day. Obviously, a long day coming for you and I. We probably started first working on this almost immediately after we launched the original XP Lite. I think that was 2021. No, 2022, because 2021 was XP 2.0. 2021 is when we launched the Lite 1.0 in April. So but yeah, as always, first thing we do is we launch bikes, and then we immediately get feedback, and then you and your team get going on it, and here we are today. So it's fun.
It's been a fun ride seeing all these new bikes come out and everything.
Yeah, man, we've been on rapid fire lately. So 3 product launches. So bless the effort from product, obviously, but the marketing team, the customer service team. It's a full team effort whenever we come out with a new product, and it requires a heavy lift. And 3 bikes in 2 months? Obviously, been a big lift for us, but we think it's great because we're going into new categories like commuter and that traditional style, but also upgrading what's already out there in the market and making improvements. So absolutely necessary for us to make these products, and excited to just get them out there.
Yeah, if you actually want to take advantage, we're running a pretty good pre-order special on the new Lite 2.0.
Yes.
The long-range models are coming with a rear rack, set of fenders, an Elite headlight, and a folding lock, all included.
Yep.
Standard range is just coming with the Elite headlight and the folding lock, which smoking deals across the board. So take advantage of those. Visit our website, lectricebikes.com, to check out those deals.
Yeah, I think just the fender and racks on the Lite 1.0 was part of that carry package, which was over $100 for those 2 accessories. And then the Elite headlights, another $100 as well. And then the lock is $50, I believe. So
yes,
it's like $250 worth of accessories when you pre-order. And we do that intentionally because we understand we're asking you guys to be patient when placing a pre-order and waiting a month to get the bike, and so we want to reward that patience, and we're just super appreciative of the support right when we launch a product.
Kind of sweeten the deal for them.
Yep, totally.
Well, you guys kind of mentioned at the top, you guys started cooking this thing up almost immediately after the 1.0 came out. So why kind of this 2.0 bike? I know it's the next logical step, but if you guys want to share some light on that, who it kind of fits.
Yeah, well, Rob, I would say let's go back to the initial feedback we got from the launch and just when we first started shipping XP, Lite XP 1.0s, the amazing response that we got. It was extremely positive, but always there's feedback that we take it and we try to build off of. So what was some of that initial stuff that we were hearing?
Yeah, with the XP Lite, I mean, maybe to take it even a step further backward, the reason that we even came out with the XP Lite 1.0, right? I mean, when we launched the original XP line, one of the first things that customers do when they come up to us when we're in person is they say, can I lift this? I want to feel the weight of this thing, right?
Yeah.
And so when people are coming up to us and they're lifting the bike, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's solid, the original XP, the XP 3.0, 63 pounds for those who don't know, and the Lite 1.0, we were able to get it under 50, and that was the real goal, right?
Yeah.
Is like, especially for an e-bike at this price point.
Still rocking a 48-volt system, there's still punch to it.
Yeah. I mean, no, that is a great point you bring up, that it's like, at this price point, under $800, right? You get a lot of e-bikes out there that go to the 36-volt system. And 36 volts, we've tried every type of drivetrain up and down the East Coast, the West Coast, wherever you want to go. 36 volts does not get you the acceleration and the power, the hill climbing ability that 48-volt system gets you. So, yeah, we were pretty much the first company to do a 48-volt system at that price point, which was absolutely massive. And so, the Lite 1.0, light on weight, light on price, not light on performance, and just super easy to transport, use. This is one that when we go to Phoenix Suns games, right? Like, I have a bunch of these things in the garage, super easy to just rip down Main Street. I live pretty much downtown Phoenix, so it's like just a straight shot right to the stadium, park inside. It's a great way to get around.
You kind of just bummed me out because we're not going to Phoenix Suns games this late into the season this time. So, this is, man, as that team suffered the last couple of years. But, no, I think those are all great. But then when we look at the, one of the things that I was passionate about was I wanted to show the market that we could do it with that original one, and I wanted it to be our first launch after the flagship XP. I wanted the Lite to be the first thing that we brought out to the market because I wanted to show our customers and even our competition that we're willing to fight for the customer, right? There is a group out there where a $999 bike may still be out of that price range. And so we got to get a $799 bike that is worthy of the ride, right? There's always been bikes cheaper than Lectrics. There's been $400 or $500 e-bikes out there, but they're not reliable and they're going to give you a crummy experience. And we felt the pressure that if that bike is deterring customers from the market, they may not come back. They may have one bad experience with it and just say, we're not doing e-bikes anymore. So we felt, at that point, we were growing, fastly growing. We felt the responsibility to apply some pressure to the market because nobody was showing up to our doorstep at that point where we were just $999. Nobody was really competing with us, but we felt this, desire to make something even more affordable. And we launched it, and it became a massive success, instantly.
Very popular.
It right away became the #2 best-selling electric bike under $1,000, right? It's just like so cool that, we had the #1 and #2 positions in that category. So yeah, it's been really cool for us to see the acceptance of it. But, the job's never finished by any means. No. It's not. So, we started to think, how can we make this bike better? And so Rob, let's go through that a little bit.
Yeah, I think people that are familiar with Lectric can kind of see some of these things that we did on this bike coming with some of the other changes we made on other models. One of the huge ones being, immediately when we launched this thing, it has a smaller battery than the 3.0 model, right? And we heard that feedback from customers immediately. Hey, you offer the long range version on now almost every other electric bike.
Yep.
Why not do it on the light version as well? And so we redesigned the frame to be able to accommodate this larger battery pack size. So now it's a smoking deal to go to long range too on this thing, right? You're going from 7.8 amp hours all the way up to 14 amp hours.
You cannot get 14 amp hours anywhere in the market for that $999 price point.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy deal.
Yeah. So it's a sweet deal. I mean, and then with the super efficient, stealth M24 technology that we've brought to this hub motor on this bike, I mean, you can go for days on that much battery with this motor setup combined with the lighter weight of the entire bike.
Yeah, no, and we can drill into that, just like the efficiency of it, right? So one of the changes that there was a lot. When we first came out with the original XP Lite, we were trying to appeal to so many things, but one of the original flavors we were going after was this kind of original BMX-y style.
Yeah, that sporty feel.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Because we had those, Huffies growing up and everything. And so we wanted to bring more of that attitude out in the design of the Lite 2.0. And I think we've done an excellent job in the tire selection, but also the selection and also the handlebar selection just amplifies that so much. So, and one of the advantages with the tire selection is there's less rolling resistance with that smoother tread. So now the efficiency has amplified, which is awesome. So
yeah, the larger battery size, the smooth tread pattern, it just. Another thing is, I mentioned the Stealth M24 motor on this thing. Going to the slick tires as well, there's almost no noise when you're
quiet.
It's really incredible.
And so what Rob's getting to is when there's knobby tires, it will create noise.
Get that slap.
And you're creating noise, and that was part of the reason we went with this tread pattern is we knew that we were going to do the Stealth M24 with it, so it's really cool. And what I love to see from you and your team in Lectric is we're continuing to innovate and then bring it to future products, and we've done it with this Stealth M24. Is first time we went for it was on the X-Peak, and that was the innovation and reason for it was you're out in nature, let's take the noise away and let's make it significantly quieter. The noise reduction is north of 400%. Now we're bringing that, we brought it to the One, we brought it to the Express, and now we're bringing it to the Lite 2.0. So I think that is really cool to see. But in terms of other innovations that we rolled out, hydraulic brakes.
Huge upgrade. What's
crazy is it was almost exactly a year ago today that we launched the XP 3.0 with hydraulic brakes.
Yeah.
And people lost their minds because it was like, how did a $999 e-bike now bring hydraulic brakes to the table? And now we're doing it on a $799 e-bike.
Even cheaper.
Right?
It's kind of crazy.
And that's kind of the part of the recipe that Lectric has is we try to bring things to scale and then bring it to the whole product lineup, and we can talk more about that with some of the other cool innovations that we have on this bike. But it's just that's a part of safety, but also a little bit of convenience. Rob, just quickly, what is the advantage of the hydraulic brakes?
Anyone who's ridden a bicycle with mechanical disc brakes versus hydraulic brakes, there is a pretty sizable difference there, right? And number one, from just the feeling of the levers in your hands, the stopping power that you get, and then also you mentioned the maintenance aspect, right? So with mechanical brakes, your pads are wearing down over time, and with mechanical brakes, there's a service interval there that's pretty frequent, right? You need to be checking those things and making sure that they're adjusted properly over time. With the hydraulic brakes, you still need to do that, but much, much less often. Yep. And so it's super convenient for the customer, and it just makes for a great riding experience.
Yep, nailed it. And then, so that was one innovation that we took from, Stealth M24, the hydraulic brakes. Next thing that we're taking, that was an innovation for another bike, but then adding it forward, is the color display. Absolutely stunning. Adds, even it turned off looks sexier than our existing display.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
right?
does.
So it just has this more premium feel to it. But as we bring up scale of that display, it makes us able to bring it to more products. So I'm really stoked at how that looks. And what's cool is you can see the wattage on it. There's all sorts of new iconography on it. So it's just a better almost dashboard for you to know what your bike is doing and what's going on and everything. So it is so cool and it looks stunning and I just love it.
It's a straight upgrade. It looks very nice on the bike.
Yeah. So it's like Lite 1.0, awesome, but we've now added a quieter motor, hydraulic brakes, a color display, answered the #1 requested thing, which was a bigger battery option, and did it at a price point where you can essentially increase range by 80%, over 80%, I believe, and get a battery, for $199, $200. It's so sick. Like that range is ridiculous.
It's a big upgrade. Big upgrade.
So we talked a little bit about the the zippiness, the fact that it's still a 48-volt system. But I think something that's worth talking about is the controller that we're using on this and really the peak motor output. So I don't know if you guys have many hobbies. I don't. So as soon as we launch a product, all I do is watch every YouTube video and every reviewer out there. And what's been really cool to see is just how surprised people are with the power delivery of this, right? So the motor is a 300-watt motor, but we're peaking this thing at over 800 watts. And you can see in these videos, people are actually peaking it out over 800 watts, whether going up a steep hill with no pedaling at all. That's a higher peak than some of our biggest competitors in the game are not even peaking north of 750. We are peaking that on our 799 bike. We're going over that. And what's that showing is we're getting 0 to 20 throttle times faster than the majority of the industry on the industry's most affordable. So that is just awesome to see how much power this thing has, where it's you look at it at 300 watts, but it's got so much more to offer than that, right? So
totally. It's still got the 20-inch wheels, right? And so we talked about that quite a bit with the X Peak versus the Expedition and all these other bikes. With that smaller wheel size, right, you get more of a mechanical advantage when you're, going up a hill, accelerating, whatever it is. And so that 300 watts, over 800 watts of peak power ends up going further with that wheel size.
Yeah, and all that power on a bike that's under 50 pounds is absurd. Honestly. It's a very nice offering.
Yeah. And one other thing that I really enjoyed when I was using it recently, it was because it's so lightweight, and so I'm an efficiency nerd, right? So what I loved was I was throttling it, and I got up to 20 miles per hour, and it was able to carry the weight with such low efficiency drag that I was only probably using 5-6 amps of power. And so when you think of that, it's on a pure throttle on that thing, your range can be ridiculous.
It's insane, especially with that 14 amp hour battery.
Yeah. So, okay, lots of upgrades.
We didn't even talk about...
I was going to say, we kind of missed one of the quiet features.
We got to give everything their love and their attention. But shall we now talk about the big, upgrade? And it was every time we launched a bike, I swear I saw comments of
one after another.
Asking for this, and it's oh, this is an idea, this is an idea, and guys, we literally just listen to you. It's super simple. That we take your feedback and then we make bikes that way. And so the Gates carbon belt drive now available on the Lite 2.0 as an upgrade option. Just meeting the customer and delivering them what they're asking for. That relationship originally started with Lectric One. And so this is another example of us getting relationships and getting componentry and opening up possibilities to bring it to price points that never thought was possible. When we did the Pinion, no one thought a Pinion could ever be on an e-bike under
for that cheap. Yeah,
probably not even under $4,000.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that was possible, right? We brought it under $2,000. Then that Pinion Gates marriage got us exposure to Gates, got conversations with Gates, and then we're kicking around an idea of, we'd really love to do a Gates carbon belt drive on this light bike. Our customers really want it. How could we make something like that work? And it all just starts with a conversation and great partnership. But Rob, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, the Gates belt drive, I mean, Gates is a massive company. A lot of people don't know that, but
it's an automobile company. It creates componentry for automobiles. Right?
Yeah, I mean, these belts are in cars. They're in, Peloton bikes.
It's in my motorcycle.
Construction equipment too.
You know, they do powertrains for so many different industries, and it's really the gold standard, right? In this technology, and so super stoked to be able to work with them again. In addition to the one bike, and the big deal about the belt, right? I think Rob from Gates usually says it this way: is it's clean, it's quiet, it's reliable, and it's pretty much maintenance free, right? So all of us have probably been there. You're riding to work, school, commuting, whatever it is, and you forget to roll up your right pant leg and you get some grease on your pants, and now you're walking around looking goofy.
Looking like a fool for the rest of the day.
And so with the Gates carbon belt drive, that problem's completely eliminated, right? No grease, no lubing happening, the maintenance aspect, right? This thing's just gonna run and run and run and be really reliable. It lasts about 2 to 3 times as long as a chain.
And you can ask, your fellow light customers that have had a bike for a couple years, many of them may not have replaced their chain and they've had it for, let's say, 2 years, but now it's like 2 to 3 times that. So it's truly something that you're not going to have to think about.
Don't even have to think about it. Yeah,
6
you don't have to worry.
Down the road, it's incredible. And what's special is Lectric is once again proving and doing something that hadn't been done before. I don't believe that there has ever been a Gates carbon belt drive on an e-bike under $1,400, right? And now we are offering it as a $100 optional upgrade on the light and long range one. So you can, in theory, get a Lite 2.0 with the Gates for $899. So it's just like how incredible.
Kind of pushing that envelope forward.
Continuing to try to innovate and bring the best componentry at the best price is what Lectric's model is. That is just how we function as a business. And there's a lot of news in the industry, right? There's conversation in the industry right now about prices going up. A lot of our competition is raising prices, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say we had that conversation, right? We knew about the news in the industry and everybody raising their prices. And we were sitting there and thinking, there's no better time than right now to increase the price of the Lite 2.0 because we're making all these upgrades and we want to be able to, pay for these additional fees that are associated with it, right? And we walked out of that conversation with a different approach than everybody else in the industry. Everybody else in the industry is saying these additional fees that are now coming to e-bikes, you're going to pay for. Yep. And Lectric has done the opposite, where we are saying we are paying for it.
It's
right?
Us.
Yeah, we're going to pay that. We're going to eat that, and we're going to not only give you hydraulic brakes, a color display, for the exact same price of $799. Years later, inflation has happened, new fees have happened in the space. It didn't feel right. And so we wanted to show the industry that it's possible, right? If you're willing to fight for the customer, you can do great things. And I think that's a huge thing for sure. But enough of that rant. I'm sure we haven't even gone through the colors of the bikes or anything?
No, there's actually 5 colors coming off the 2.0 Lite.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. 2 new additions to the thing. A nice lavender bike,
Yes.
Lavender Haze, aptly named.
Yep.
And as Levi mentioned, the ones coming with that belt drive are JW Black.
Yes.
Nice
Yes.
black on black
This
paint
is
job.
my black on black Lectric e-bikes hat. That
You're matching the bike.
I am not matching the bike. So okay, so I can talk about the. You're always very involved in particular about paint designs. I'll give Rob credit. Some of our best paint jobs have come from inspirations from him. That's cool. But so if we rewind to a little bit ago, it was probably a year. Oh yeah, a little over a year ago. I was getting my mom a Mother's Day gift, right? And my mom's favorite color is purple. So we created the first lavender paint job e-bike for her Mother's Day gift, and it was like we souped it up. We gave it hydraulic brakes, so it was
nice.
a light bike,
Yeah.
and it basically became what the Lite 2.0
was the
is
template.
today.
Yeah.
Right. So. My mom was stoked. She loved it and everything, but she was a little bummed when it was no longer going to be a 1-in-1, and it is actually now our #1 selling Lite 2.0
She's
color.
got company now.
So
Yeah.
I was originally going to call it like the Judith May Lavender or whatever, because that's my mom's first and middle name. But then marketing, you guys got a hold of it, and you're like Taylor Swift, Lavender Haze, this, that, and whatever. And it's like, all right.
Hey, she's a pretty popular girl nowadays.
Well, it's proven to be a very popular color.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But then the black on black paint job. Those that know me know I love going to the cinema and movies and whatever. And one of my favorite movie series is John Wick, and he's this killer assassin dude. I won't go into the details unless you want me to, but he wears all black, and it's a black suit and black undershirt, black tie. It looks so sick. So when making this paint job, I was like, I want it to be murdered out. I completely wanted all black, and it just pairs perfectly with the black carbon belt drive from Gates. Also there, it just like perfectly embodies what I was hoping that bike to look like.
It's a sharp looking bike.
It's so sick.
So that is what the JW stands for.
John Wick.
John Wick, in
Yep.
honor of.
Yep,
In honor of. That is awesome. Yeah, the 5 different colors are really, really nice. All the bikes honestly look sharp. I'm probably going to follow in your footsteps, get my mom a Lavender Haze one, because
Yes.
as soon as she saw that, she was all over it. So it's a fun little additions to the lineup.
Yeah. Mom, perhaps a Lavender Haze, and then, your dad.
Oh, he's going to eat the JW Black.
JW Black.
Yeah.
Father's Day is coming up.
Right around the corner. Yeah. And,
all right, Dad, you already know what your present's going to be.
I've got my shopping list squared away.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But cool. I think we've gone through the core parts of this bike. I think we nailed that.
Yeah.
I think there's some people that might be a little antsy trying to figure out.
Some eager people in the chat. We've got some winners, like we kind of mentioned at the top. We'll be giving away 2 of the Lectric XP Lite 2.0s. Pretty smoking deal.
I love the Baba Yaga comment.
They
That's
get it.
Boogeyman. That is John Wick. That is so sick.
They get it.
Love it.
The bikes will be coming with those free accessories as well. So just to reiterate that sale they're running for the pre-order. The standard range ones, you're getting that folding lock and the Elite headlight.
Yes.
And our long range models are coming with the rear rack, the fenders, and then those 2 other upgrades, the Elite light and the folding lock as well.
$799 is what this thing is starting at. Absolutely so sick.
It's kind of bonkers. It's bonkers. Check it out at lectricebikes.com. Awesome offerings. Also peruse the website. If the light's not your speed, we got tons of different offerings.
Yes,
so
we do. Cool.
Kind of a little fun thing. We've got our winners. We've got Kathy Mirabella, congratulations. Our team will be reaching out to you.
Nice.
Hopefully you enjoy your new bike.
Does she get to pick?
I believe so.
No. Wow, Kathy. That's going to be a tough decision, honestly.
You got 5 different colors, so good luck with that one.
Yeah. You might get stuck with some analysis paralysis of which do I go with. Do I want the belt drive, but I love the lavender.
But the purple looks so
Sandstorm
good.
Is iconic to the original Lite line. Oh, so cool. All right, so that's one of the winners.
That's one of our lucky winners.
Okay.
I believe our second one coming right up.
Okay.
We got Susan Klein.
Susan Klein.
Congrats,
Wow.
and she's got the Lavender Haze graphics, so maybe that's the one you're picking, Susan.
Yeah.
Congrats to you guys. Again, thank you all for joining us. We launched our Father's Day sale on the website today, and we've also got the pre-order going on for those XP Lite 2.0s. Fantastic little bike. Thank you both, gentlemen, for joining me today, kind of going through the ins and outs. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and thanks for everyone for tuning in. Rob and I love doing these just because we're always so excited when we launch a bike. So much hard work goes into it, and we kind of get to share that with everyone here. And I think a lot of the community should feel very proud of what this bike is, because there was a lot of involvement. You may not have known it, but if you were someone that was posting comments, you know, giving us feedback about like, oh, make sure Lite 2.0 has a Gates belt drive, or like
bigger battery.
I want a bigger battery.
Yeah.
It's like hydraulic brakes. Like when you guys give us that feedback, we are going to do our darndest to get that and make that a reality. So everybody should feel really proud and involved in this. And it's this community that continues to grow. We're starting to get close to 500,000 riders out there. It's just so cool to see where it is. But yeah. Still early innings.
Yeah.
Job's not
done.
Nope.
Job's not done. Well, again, thank you guys. Feel free to share some more stories about your e-bike. We already did the raffle, but we'd still love to hear.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. That one was good.
Yeah,
That was good.
I felt.